24 hours a day, and your call will be answered by a Coleman Services employee, not a call center. At Coleman Services, everyone is a priority. Life is busy enough. Let us deal with your plumbing and AC issues. We'll sweat, so you don't have to. Coleman Services, your plumbing and AC pros.
WJBF News Channel 6, celebrating 70 wonderful years. Weather headlines on News Channel 6, brought to you by Jamie Casino Injury Attorneys.
It was a nice and warm Sunday, and all of this week will be pretty warm as well. We'll still have some chilly mornings for now, but a gradual warming trend will take place with plenty of sunshine and staying dry. I'll have all the details on the forecast coming up.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 6, the family of a man missing for 3 years today speak up in order to get answers that will bring him home. And how one city in South Carolina adopts an ordinance to put a stop to hate crimes. Your News at 6 starts right now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Renetta Dubose, and thank you for joining us on News Channel 6 at 6. Well, Coverage You Can Count On begins with the Georgia-Carolina State Fair wrapping up this afternoon. The excitement started at noon and lasted until 2 p.m. To wrap up the 10 best days of October, today was Georgia Power and Plant Vocal Day. Employees were able to show up and get in for just $5. Richmond County employees and their families could also get in for $5.
Yeah, I'm glad I get to celebrate my friend's birthday and come to the fair. I think this is like the first time I've ever been to a fair. I'm glad I get to celebrate my birthday with my friend.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All of the proceeds from the fair will benefit CSRA youth and local charities in our area. We now join meteorologist Jenna Petracci for a quick look at the forecast. And Jenna, it was a beautiful day to be at the fair.
Yeah, it was, and yesterday was great as well. We've still had those chilly nights, but the afternoons have felt fantastic, nice and warm, but not too warm. Humidity is very low, dew points are low. And notice on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at Augusta Regional Airport, we are just seeing those wispy type cirrus clouds out there across the area. These are actually streaming in from Tropical Storm Norma, which is actually all the way over in Mexico. So pretty interesting weather feature there. Today's high temperature was 81 degrees, believe it or not, our first day in the 80s since a couple weeks ago, and our low temperature was 50, so we were out of the 40s, but tonight I'm expecting us to fall back into those mid 40s. So we did have a cold front come through, and temperatures will be falling due to that. But right now, still pretty warm, seeing those low to mid 70s, 75 in Barnwell, 73 in Augusta, Millen at 78, 77 in Gibson, and 75 as well in Edgefield. And as I mentioned, the dew points are very low, anywhere from those upper 30s to low 40s, and winds are coming in from the northwest now, 6 miles per hour in Augusta, 5 in Waynesboro. And we can also see a little bit of that cloud cover, mostly in our western counties. And as we zoom out, there's more clouds out to the west as well, along with this cold front to our south. So that was a weak front, didn't bring us any rain today, but it is going to bring that drop in temperatures tomorrow morning. You'll want those heavy jackets again, as we'll be in those mid 40s due to that northwest wind coming in. So chilly nights for now, but we will be warming up each day as we go into this week. Plenty of sunshine as well, not a drop of rain in the forecast for the next several days to come. So coming up, I'll have a look at that 10-day forecast, so stay with us. But back to you, Renetta.
Thanks. An Aiken County family wants answers on the 3rd anniversary that their loved one went missing while leaving the jail. Chandler Smith remains a missing person, even though Aiken County investigators reported months after his disappearance that he was believed to be kidnapped and shot and killed. Authorities say Smith's case is an ongoing murder investigation, believing he was killed at a home on Tundra Trail in the Aiken County area. The 22-year-old was last seen on video on October 22nd, 2020, around 2:30 in the afternoon, getting into a red Mitsubishi sedan with 3 men at the Aiken County Detention Center. Once the car left the jail parking lot on Wire Road, he was never seen again.
Things I don't understand, that I question. And it's hard, especially because they don't know where Chandler is. And that's the biggest piece to the puzzle.
Aiken County investigators have warrants for 3 men, but they say all of them fled to Mexico to avoid arrest. Coming up at 11, we hear more from the family and what they need from the public. As voting season approaches, coming up, cooler air coming in for the night. We'll have more on that when Jenna returns with your full forecast.
The WJ station. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live 5/6.
Good Sunday evening. I hope you enjoyed the weekend. It was beautiful. Lots of sunshine and some warm fall-like temperatures. So we've been around average. Today we made it into the 80s, and that's what we're still seeing up in McCormick. 77 in Lincoln, 75 in Thompson. Augusta a little bit cooler at 73. Same thing in Allendale and 79 down in Sylvania. So you may have noticed we do have these cirrus clouds. These are some high-level clouds up in the sky. We're taking a look at that now on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam in North Augusta. And we have a wind of 6 miles per hour coming in from the northwest. This is due to a cold front that came through. So now our winds have shifted and our dew points are falling. We're at 41 degrees. So a lot of dry air coming in behind this front along with the breezy winds. But there's a look at those clouds streaming in from the west. Believe it or not, this is actually from Tropical Storm Norma, which is all the way down around Mexico, just exited Baja California. And notice all those clouds coming across Mexico, across Texas, and into the southeast. So pretty interesting to point out there. If you see any more clouds tomorrow, it's all from Norma. But the good news is that we also have a hurricane, but it will not be impacting us. Right now it is just the northeast of Puerto Rico, and it is headed up towards Bermuda. Right now winds are at 100, or it is at 80 miles per hour, but it is going to strengthen a little bit more to a stronger Category 1 hurricane and make that curve across the Atlantic pretty much right over Bermuda, and then from there it will be weakening down to 60 miles per hour and should not be impacting the East Coast other than some rough seas and rip currents. Now, when it comes to our forecast here in town, starting throughout the middle of the week, we'll have high pressure in control and we will be warming up. So we'll be back to temperatures like we saw today around that 80-degree mark, but because of that cold front, we are actually cooling down temporarily. 72 is your high tomorrow, but notice that gradual warming trend eventually bringing us back to 80 on Friday, just a few degrees above average. So those chilly nights for now will be in those low to mid 40s, but eventually by the end of this week, right around 54 degrees. So you'll no longer need those super heavy coats when headed out the door. Just a lighter jacket will do. But bundle up tomorrow morning, 45, climbing into those low 70s with mostly sunny skies. And you can see on our featurecast tonight, not much happening other than those clouds coming in all the way from Mexico. Winds still coming in from the north, and there's that high pressure in control. So Tuesday morning, a little bit of cloud cover, but quickly back to sunshine throughout the rest of the day. So no rain in the forecast. Not only over those days, but all the way across the 10-day forecast. Lows tonight will be in the mid to upper 40s, and for tomorrow, we'll top off in the low 70s. Another nice sunny day. And as I just mentioned, not a chance of rain until we go into next Wednesday after Halloween. That's when we'll have some isolated showers. But in the meantime, plenty of sunshine. With those warmer temperatures, lows will eventually be back into the mid-50s. And back to you, Renetta.
All right, Jenna, thanks. Coming up, Columbia County gears up for the Pink 10K Run. We hear from organizers on how they are raising awareness to find a cure for breast cancer. Stay with us.
ACSRA.
Two local entities are coming together to bring more awareness to finding a cure for breast cancer. News Channel 6's Carlton T. Clay has more.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Celebrate Black Excellence. I am Carlton T. Clay, your digital host. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and these ladies are doing their part to spread awareness. We have Kimberly Beasley and Jamila Dukes. How are you ladies doing today?
We're fine. How are you?
Look, I'm starting all together. I'm doing well. Thank you for joining us here on Celebrate Black Excellence. We definitely appreciate you. Of course, we want to talk about the walk that you guys are organizing.
Absolutely.
We want to get into that. The Pink 10K Run, which is October 28th.
Absolutely.
Can you please tell us about that?
Okay, Curvitude Athletic in concert with the Soul Market, we got together. Like Jamila said, she does wellness, and I do athletic wear. So we got together and we organized the Columbia County Health, Fitness, and Wellness Expo Incorporated. We are a nonprofit 501c3 organization, and our goal is basically in our name, health, fitness, and wellness. And so we decided to take it to Columbia County because a lot of people have a perception that Columbia County doesn't need anything because it's Columbia County, which is not true. Everyone needs to be concerned about their health, fitness, and wellness. So we just did it up there. It's been amazing. We had our first health fair in March, and that determined what we were going to do. At that time, we were like, let's see what we can do. Just me and you. It's just two girls from Jersey. Just want to see what we can do. And after that event, and we had so many comments, and everybody loved it and how organized it was. At that time, we decided, well, let's go ahead and make it a 501c3. We got our 501c3, and after we got that paperwork, we took off and decided to do our first event, which is, of course, breast cancer. We both have suffered loss in our family from breast cancer. We currently know people that are fighting breast cancer, and we wanted to do something to honor them. So what better thing can we do than a 10K pink run?
Sounds good. Now, where is it? Can you give us all the information? Like where, what time, all the information for us?
So the pink run will take place October 28th at Evans Town Center in Evans, Georgia. The run will start at 9:30. You can come and register at 8, and it is not also only just a run. We are also hosting our Health, Wellness, and Fitness Expo as well. So we will have the Department of Public Health, Veteran Affairs, Augusta Dental, and so many more people and organizations out to provide services for the community and vendors in the health and wellness industries. So it's going to be an amazing event. We're also going to have classes going on throughout the day, and we're doing crowning survivors. I'm really excited about the crowning survivors because it's so many women that have survived breast cancer, and we want to acknowledge them. So if you have someone special in your life that you want to nominate, go to www.crowningsurvivors.com and nominate them because we want to celebrate them. We want to celebrate their resilience and their strength to beat this disease.
And if people want to know more information about the walk, run, how can they get that information?
Go to www.cchwfepinkrun.com.
That sounds good. Well, we're going to leave it right there. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us here on Celebrate Black Excellence. Thank you for sharing that information, sharing your stories, and just being an example and encouragement to others here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
No problem. All right, everyone. I am Carlton T. Clay, and this is Celebrate Black Excellence, where we celebrate Black excellence every day. Have a good one.
All right, Carlton, thank you so much for celebrating Black excellence. The 15th annual Columbia County Charity Golf Tournament kicked off this morning. Graham Lee shows us the special cause that the tournament supports.
For people at the Bartram Trail Golf Club, it wasn't just your average day at the golf course.
It has been a wonderful experience. We all enjoy it. Matter of fact, people call me long before we start gearing up for the tournament to say, are we doing the tournament this year? Don't forget me.
The Columbia County Sheriff's Office sponsored the tournament to raise money for Georgia Sheriff's Youth Homes. 37 teams played 18 holes, and the winner would get this Easy Go golf cart. Sheriff Clay Whittle says all the money they've collected over the years is going to help the state's most at-risk kids.
Up until 2022, we've collected right at $300,000 for the youth homes. This year, we try and break the bank every year and beat the past year. We're looking like we're going to exceed it by hopefully a couple of $1,000. Right now, we're shooting for $65,000 plus.
Sheriff Whittle's niece Greer was the one who convinced him to start doing the tournament. She says as a parent, the funds couldn't be going to a better cause.
As a mom, I really look at it as I know what I can provide for my child, and I really struggle when others can't have that. And so I love that our whole community kind of comes together and we pour into kids who need help in the state of Georgia.
That's what this is all about. It's about those neglected and abandoned kids that have literally nowhere else to turn. And the Georgia sheriffs, through no tax money whatsoever, strictly from raising donations like we do here, have been able to fund those 5 campuses since 1951.
Everyone is looking forward to next year, but the need to help foster children continues. If you want to support Georgia Sheriff's Youth Homes, you can find more information at WJBF.com. In Evans, Graham Lee, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Thanks, Graham, for that report. Coming up, the Greenbrier volleyball team heads to the state championship, and the Falcons are looking for a win on the road in Tampa during Week 7 of the NFL. Kira Goldstein has sports next.
My dry eyes.
Trafficked at 16.
He saw how he could prey on me, and from there, that's when he started asking to take photos of me. So you just kind of let it happen until finally he said, I got a friend I'd like you to meet.
News Channel 6 shares the heart-wrenching journey of a homeless teen and her escape from sex trafficking.
You're a survivor. You're here, and there's a tomorrow.
Hidden in plain sight, Tuesday on Good Morning Augusta. Children First on WJBF News Channel 6 is sponsored by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. Now, WJBF sports coverage you can count on.
The Greenbrier girls volleyball team battled hard last week and earned a spot in the second round of state playoffs as they took on Union Grove in McDonough, Georgia. The game was scheduled for late Saturday evening, and the Lady Wolfpack embraced the odd hour and traveled to compete, giving it all they had. They fought well and came together, but they ended their season with a loss in 3 sets, 21-25, 18-25, and 18-25. Victory reigned, though, as they reflected on hard work, dedication, devotion to the team, and endless encouragement for each other before going their separate ways with their families back to Evans. It was quite a season, and we are so proud of all their accomplishments and growth. We can't wait to see them come back stronger next year. Week 7 of the NFL, and the Falcons visited the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Atlanta looking to bounce back from their loss to Washington. First quarter, no score. Falcons on 3rd and goal from the 2. Desmond Ridder keeps it on the read option. He'll get in the end zone for the touchdown, putting the Falcons on the board first 7-0. Second quarter, score tied at 10. Falcons on 3rd and goal from the 11. Ridder drops back to pass, but is sacked and fumbles. It's recovered by Jamel Dean. Falcons miss out on points, and B.J. Robinson had 0 touches in the first half as both teams head to the locker room tied. Third quarter, same score. Falcons on 3rd and 8. Ridder finds London, who lunges for the touchdown, but he fumbles it out of bounds at the 1. London can't quite get the ball across the goal line. Ridder clearly frustrated, but Falcons with 1st and goal coming up. Then on the snap, Ridder can't handle it under center. The ball is loose. It's recovered by the Bucks' Yaya Diaby. Ridder just never had a handle on that snap. Falcons with another empty red zone trip. But in the 4th, with 40 seconds to play, score tied at 13. 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Ridder finds Kyle Pitts, who runs ahead for a gain of 39. Falcons into Bucks territory. Then on the next play, Bijan Robinson gets his first touch of the day for 3 yards. That gets the Falcons a little bit closer, but then it is time for Younghoe Koo. He'll take it from 51 yards out with 4 seconds left. The kick is good, and despite several failed red zone trips, the Falcons win this one 16-13. And finally, at the Zozo Championship in Japan, Colin Morikawa claimed his 6th PGA Tour win after finishing 6 strokes ahead of Eric Cole and Bo Hostler at 14 under. Some local guys also did well, with former Gamecock Matt Neesmith finishing solo 15th at 3 under, and Keith Mitchell finished even par, tied for 21st. Big congrats to Colin Morikawa on his win, and that does it for sports. We'll be right back.
The lottery is not a...
Get 1 or more free.
A new Halloween trend is sparking debate among parents. The trend is called Switch Witch. Children go out trick-or-treating, and then when they get home, they pick out 5 pieces of their favorite candy. The rest of the candy gets left out for the Switch Witch, who magically replaces it with a toy the next morning. Some parents like the idea, as it keeps kids from gorging on candy, while others find it a nuisance since there's already treats and costumes to buy. I don't like it because it sounds like I'm the witch eating all of the candy
Yeah.
that gets switched.
It's a weird name for it.
Yeah.
You know, to each their own. I think if some parents want to do it to keep their kids healthier, I guess
totally
it's fine.
understand
Yeah.
wanting to keep your kids healthy, but man, did I used to eat like hundreds of pieces of
No,
candy.
those kids have good teeth. Give them the cavities,
Give
not
them the
me.
candy.
And I don't picture a lot of kids wanting to give up their candy, even for actual toys. I mean, kids
they want
take
the
that
candy and the toy.
They take the candy seriously. They worked hard for that, collecting it all night. So. Well, for our forecast this week, we are getting closer to Halloween, but it really won't be feeling like it with these temperatures. We'll be eventually back into the low 80s, and our morning low temperatures and nighttime temperatures will be eventually warmer too, in the mid 50s. But for now, now. Another chilly night, low of 45, high of 72 tomorrow.
Can I switch like some candy for a new phone?
Oh, now that'd be cool. Now we're talking.
My
That'd
phone.
be good. Yeah.
I need to upgrade. We'll be back at 11.
Time and temperature brought to you by your local Honda dealer.
We will still have some chilly nights ahead of us along with those chilly mornings, but warming up nicely in the afternoons with a lot of sunshine. And we'll be actually in the low 80s starting in the middle of this week. I'll have all the details on that coming up.
Richmond County Sheriff's Office needs help from the public in the search for two missing teenagers. Authorities say 15-year-old Haley Roll was last seen Friday wearing a white hoodie and gray leggings, carrying a black book bag near Cross Creek High School. Roll is about 5'3" and brown hair and hazel eyes. Authorities also looking for 16-year-old Destiny Hamlet. She was last seen around 3:30 Friday, leaving Cross Creek High School. Hamlet was last seen wearing gym clothes while carrying a pink and black Nike duffel bag. Anyone with information on the location of Roll or Hamlet, please contact the Richmond County Sheriff's Office. And the Richmond County Coroner's Office reports multiple traffic fatalities. The first incident took place early this morning on I-520 near Wheeler Road. The coroner says 42-year-old Alan Griffin was driving on I-520 when his car left the roadway and rolled over several times. Griffin was ejected from his car. EMS took him to Doctors Hospital where he died. Another incident took place early this morning on Gordon Highway. Coroner Mark Bowen reports 39-year-old Anthony Smith Jr. was hit by a car driving westbound while trying to cross the street. Smith died at the scene. The coroner is also investigating the death of an infant. 2-month-old Mason Lewis was taken to Wellstar MCG on August 14th after a crash with his father on Kissenbauer Road and Milledgeville Road. After 2 months of being in the hospital, Lewis died from his injuries. We now join meteorologist Jennifer Tracci with a quick look at the forecast. Hey, Jenna.
Hey, Renetta. We had a beautiful weekend. We've had really nice weather after we had the rain on Friday. Behind that came the drier air and all the sunshine we had both Saturday and Sunday. So here's a live look now at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam. And this is a view over at Washington Road. It does still appear mostly clear. We do just have some high-level clouds moving in. And today's high temperature was actually pretty high for a change. We made it to 81 degrees. That puts us 4 degrees above our average of 77. So our first day in the 80s for quite some time. And notice our low temperature, no longer in the 40s. We were at that 50-degree mark. And no rain, just abundant sunshine with only those high-level clouds we saw today. Right now, we're all in those low 50s. I am expecting it to be a cooler night. We're going to drop into the mid-40s, so expect that when headed out the door tomorrow morning. 52 in Gibson, 53 in Crawfordville, Augusta at 51, and 54 now in Edgefield. Winds are pretty light at this time, but they are coming in from the north, and when that happens, that means our temperatures are cooling down. So we have the colder air mass moving in, along with the drier air. So in satellite and radar, we no longer see any rain, but we do have these high-level clouds across the entire CSRA, and those spread all the way across the southeast out to the west. These are clouds actually from Tropical Storm Norma, which, believe it or not, is all the way over in Mexico, so pretty interesting there. And here's the cold front that came through. This was a dry front, but that's why we have that northerly wind coming in behind it. So for tomorrow morning, a mostly clear start to your Monday. Temperatures in those mid-40s. We'll feel comfortable by the afternoon. We'll be warming up each day as well. Eventually, our lows will be into the mid-50s, and our high temperatures will be back into the low 80s. We'll also have plenty of sunshine this week, not a drop of rain in the forecast. And be sure to stay with us because I'll have a look at that 10-day forecast coming up shortly. But back to you, Renetta.
All right, Jenna, thanks. The Georgia-Carolina State Fair wrapped up this afternoon. The excitement started at noon and lasted until 2 p.m. To wrap up the best 10 days of October, today was Georgia Power and Plant Vocal Day. Employees were able to show up and get in for just $5. Richmond County employees and their families could also get in for $5.
Yeah, I'm glad I get to celebrate my friend's birthday and come to the fair. I think this is like the first time I've ever been to a fair. I'm glad I get to celebrate my birthday with my friend.
That's awesome.
All of the proceeds from the fair will benefit CSRA youth and local charities in our area. The 15th annual Columbia County Charity Golf Tournament kicked off this morning. Graham Lee shows us the special cause that the tournament supports.
For people at the Bartram Trail Golf Club, it wasn't just your average day at the golf course.
It has been a wonderful experience. We all enjoy it. Matter of fact, people call me long before we start gearing up for the tournament to say, "Are we doing the tournament this year? Don't forget me."
The Columbia County Sheriff's Office sponsored the tournament to raise money for Georgia Sheriff's Youth Homes. 37 teams played 18 holes, and the winner would get this easy-go golf cart. Sheriff Clay Whittle says all the money they've collected over the years is going to help the state's most at-risk kids.
Up until 2022, we've collected right at $300,000 for the youth homes. This year, we try and break the bank every year and beat the past year. We're looking like we're going to exceed it by hopefully a couple of $1,000. Right now, we're shooting for $65,000 plus.
Sheriff Whittle's niece Greer was the one who convinced him to start doing the tournament. She says as a parent, the funds couldn't be going to a better cause.
As a mom, I really look at it as I know what I can provide for my child, and I really struggle when others can't have that. And so I love that our whole community kind of comes together and we pour into kids who need help in the state of Georgia.
That's what this is all about. It's about those neglected and abandoned kids that have literally nowhere else to turn. And the Georgia Sheriffs, through no tax money whatsoever, strictly from raising donations like we do here, have been able to fund those 5 campuses since 1951.
Everyone is looking forward to next year, but the need to help foster children continues. If you want to support Georgia Sheriff's Youth Homes, you can find more information at WJBF.com. In Evans, Graham Lee, WJBF, News Channel 6.
All right, Graham, thanks. Well, this week on Jenny, we check in on the 37th Jimmy Carter Build for Habitat for Humanity. It's underway now in Charlotte with a goal of 27 houses. And they have some impressive star power. 2 of country music's biggest stars, Trisha Yearwood and husband Garth Brooks, have worked on Habitat builds for 15 years. Now, Yearwood says she loves the work and she loves a power tool, but missed having the Carters around. This was the first time they were not on site at a build that bears their name since they retired from public life.
We feel like even though they're not here, they're here because they are watching and they are making sure everybody's working hard. So we just want to be a part of that, and we've been honored to get to do it. And we love the build. We love to get to know the homeowner that's going to be living in the house. It's just all love.
We'll also talk about near-death experiences. One local woman wrote a book about her 3 weeks in an Augusta ICU and the remarkable visit she calls Close Encounters of Three Kinds. Karen McGowan shares her story Tuesday at 12:30 on Jenny. Coming up, from cool to warm, we have more when we join Jenna for your full forecast after the break.
Trafficked at 16.
He saw how he could prey on me, and from there, that's when he started asking to take photos of me. So you just kind of let it happen until finally he said, "I got a friend I'd like you to meet."
News Channel 6 shares the heart-wrenching journey of a homeless teen and her escape from sex trafficking.
You're a survivor. You're here, and there's a tomorrow.
Hidden in plain sight. Tuesday on Good Morning Augusta.
Hey, Mike Murphy here.
The live Viper 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Good evening. I hope you enjoyed the beautiful sunshine this weekend and the warm temperatures. We made it into the low 80s today, but just like usual, our temperatures are now falling, and it will be a chilly start to our Monday morning. Right now, we're seeing a lot of low 50s, 51 in Sparta and Gibson, 52 in Thompson, 53 up in McCormick now, 51 in Aiken, and sitting at 54 down in Barnwell. Let's take a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over in Swainsboro. It is a nice and dry night under those clear skies. Dew point of 49 degrees, and we actually do have some high-level cloud cover moving in. These are all those wispy cirrus clouds we saw in the sky today. And notice how much of it we see across the south, all the way over into Texas, and as all the way as we go into Mexico. We're still seeing all that cloud cover and the rain. And then notice that symbol there, that is Tropical Storm Norma. So all that the high-level clouds we're seeing is actually due to Norma. So pretty interesting to point out there. And we also have a cold front to our south. So that came through earlier today, and behind it, we'll see the drier and cooler air moving in. But speaking of the tropics, when it comes to the Atlantic Basin, we have Hurricane Tammy. This is as of the 11 o'clock advisory. Winds are at 85 miles per hour, and it's just to the northeast of Puerto Rico. And as we take a look at the next several days, we are expecting Tammy to strengthen up to 90 miles per hour, then curve out into the Atlantic right over Bermuda, 60-mile-per-hour winds, then head towards the East Coast. But at that point, it should be dissipating, so no immediate concerns there. Just some rough rip currents and high seas expected over the weekend across the East Coast. But we will have high pressure in control now that that cold front has passed us. This will bring us back to normal with our temperatures. So we've actually been below average over the last several days, even the last few weeks. We've seen temperatures really only topping off in the low 70s, when typically we're in those upper 70s and low 80s, and that's exactly what we'll see starting on Wednesday. So because of that cold front, we'll be a little bit cooler on Monday and Tuesday, then at 78 on Wednesday, and then check that out, multiple days in a row of 80 degrees. And when it comes to our lows, only a few more mornings in the 40s, and then we'll actually be going back into the mid-50s. And I'm expecting these warmer temperatures to last as we go into the month of November. So notice a pretty good chance here. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and even down into Florida, we could see those above average temperatures to finish off this month and through November 1st. But for tomorrow, mostly clear skies throughout the day, 45 in the morning, going to 72 by the 3 o'clock hour. And our futurecast really not showing much happening, just those cirrus clouds on and off throughout the next few days. No rain across the area all the way through Wednesday, Thursday, and even into next week, pretty dry. Now, our lows tonight will be in the mid-40s. Highs tomorrow will be in the low 70s, a really nice and pleasant day. And notice those temperatures will gradually get warmer each day. We'll be warm all the way into next week on Halloween, and no chance of rain until next Wednesday.
Still can't believe we're seeing 80 again.
Yeah, now that we're getting close to Halloween, it seems like it should be the opposite. We should be getting cooler, but nope, not done with the early fall-like temperatures yet.
I'll take it. Thanks, Jenna. Coming up, the Biden administration calling on Israel to Coming up, the Greenbrier volleyball team heads to the state championship, and the Falcons are looking for a win on the road in Tampa during Week 7 of the NFL. Kara Goldstein has sports next.
Now, WJBF sports coverage you can count on.
The Greenbrier girls volleyball team battled hard last week and earned a spot in the second round of state playoffs as they took on Union Grove in McDonough, Georgia. The game was scheduled for late Saturday evening, and the Lady Wolfpack embraced the odd hour and travel to compete, giving it all they had. They fought well and came together, but they ended the season with a loss in 3 sets, 21-25, 18-25, and 18-25. Victory reigned, though, as they reflected on hard work, dedication, devotion to the team, and endless encouragement for each other before going their separate ways with their families back to Evans. It was quite a season. We're also proud of their accomplishments and growth, and we can't wait to see them come back stronger next year. Week 7 of the NFL, and the Falcons visited the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Atlanta looking to bounce back from their loss to Washington. First quarter, no score. Falcons on 3rd and goal from the 2. Desmond Ridder keeps it on the read option and gets into the end zone for the touchdown, putting the Falcons on the board first, 7-0. Second quarter, score tied at 10. Falcons on 3rd and goal from the 11. Ridder drops back to pass, but he's sacked and fumbles the ball. It's recovered by Jamel Dean. Falcons miss out on points, and B.J. Robinson had 0 touches in the first half. Very surprising, as both teams head to the locker room still tied. Third quarter, same score. 3rd and 8. Ridder finds London, who lunges for the touchdown. But look at this. He fumbles it out of bounds at the 1. London can't quite get the ball across the goal line. Ridder is frustrated, but Falcons with 1st and goal coming up. Then on the snap, Ridder can't quite handle it under center. Ball is loose. It's recovered by the Bucs' Yaya Diaby. Ridder just never really had a handle on that snap. Falcons with another empty red zone trip. But in the 4th, 40 seconds to play. Score tied at 13. 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Ridder lets it fly, finds Kyle Pitts, who runs ahead for a gain of 39. Falcons into Bucs territory. Then on the next play, Bijan Robinson gets his first touch of the day for 3 yards. That gets the Falcons a little closer. And then it's time for Younghoe Koo. He will take it from 51 yards out with 4 seconds left. The kick is gorgeous, and despite several failed red zone trips, the Falcons win their first road matchup 16-13. And finally, at the Zozo Championship in Japan, Colin Morikawa has claimed his 6th PGA Tour win after finishing 6 strokes ahead of Eric Cole and Bo Hostler at 14 under. Some local guys also did very well. Former Gamecock Matt Neesmith finishing solo 15th at 3 under, and Keith Mitchell finished even par, tied for 21st. A big congrats to Colin Morikawa on his win, and that does it for sports. We'll be right back. Well, Halloween is quickly approaching, and Google is combing through its searches to create its list of most popular costumes. The company launched its Fraughtgeist website, which features its most searched costume ideas of the year. At no surprise, the top costume being the most popular movie of the year, Barbie, followed by a princess, Spider-Man, witch, and a fairy. Only one celebrity made the top 100, and it was Taylor Swift, ironically at number 22.
I love fitting. And that's bound to go up,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Up to 13.
Yes, we continue to move
Her
closer to
number.
Halloween.
Nice. Love it. Well, for our forecast this week, we have plenty of sunshine. Temperatures will be warming up each day. Still some chilly mornings for now, but our lows will eventually be back into the mid-50s. Highs will be back to the 80-degree mark on Friday and into the weekend, and it will be a warm Halloween.
That's all we have time for. Good night.